They told you perfume was created to smell good. But the real reason behind the first perfume will absolutely shock you. For thousands of years, we've been taught that fragrances are about attraction, luxury, and making a good impression. But what if I told you that the entire history of perfume is built on a dark and unsettling secret? A secret that powerful figures have used for centuries to manipulate, control, and even hide the unthinkable. Let's travel back in time, about 4,000 years, to the lands of ancient Mesopotamia and Egypt. Imagine a world without modern sanitation, without daily showers, a world where the smells of life were raw and unfiltered. In this world, people didn't spritz on a fragrance to prepare for a date or a social gathering. They used it for a much more primal and chilling reason: to hide something truly horrifying. You see, the birthplace of perfume wasn't a glamorous Parisian workshop or a royal court filled with elegantly dressed nobles. Its journey began in the smoky, sacred confines of ancient temples. Here, priests would perform elaborate rituals, and a key part of these ceremonies was burning massive quantities of fragrant resins, woods, and oils like frankincense and myrrh. The air would become thick with these heavy, sweet scents. But this wasn't for aesthetic pleasure. It wasn't to please the gods with a lovely aroma. It was a desperate attempt to overpower another smell: the stomach-churning stench of death. During religious ceremonies, animal sacrifices were common. But beyond that, in many cultures, the process of mummification and other funerary rites meant that the smell of decay was a constant, unavoidable presence. The priests needed a way to make these sacred spaces bearable, to create a veil of scent that could mask the grim reality of mortality. So, the first perfumes were not born from a desire for beauty, but from a necessity to conceal the smell of decaying bodies. It was, in its very essence, a funeral shroud made of fragrance. Think about that for a moment. The beautiful bottle of perfume sitting on your dresser has its origins in a practice designed to make the smell of death tolerable. It wasn't about life and vitality. It was about managing the presence of its exact opposite. This practice wasn't just limited to one culture. From the Babylonians to the Egyptians, and later the Greeks and Romans, fragrant smoke, known as perfumum in Latin, meaning through smoke, was the original form of perfume. It was a tool for priests and holy men to conduct their duties without being overwhelmed by the grim realities of their work. But the story doesn't end there. In fact, this is where it takes an even darker turn. As societies evolved, powerful rulers, pharaohs, emperors, and kings started to notice the profound effect these scents had on people. They saw how the fragrant smoke in temples could create an atmosphere of awe, reverence, and even fear. A pleasant, powerful smell could calm a restless crowd, make a proclamation seem more divine, and create an aura of otherworldly power around the person associated with it. And that's when they realized something incredibly dangerous. Scent could be a weapon. It could be used to control people's minds. This is the pivotal moment when perfume transitioned from a practical tool for priests to a strategic asset for the powerful. Early kings and queens began to drench themselves in the most expensive and potent oils and unguents. But their goal wasn't just to smell nice. It was a calculated act of psychological warfare. When a ruler entered a room, their scent would arrive before they did an invisible announcement of their power and status. A unique, captivating fragrance could make a crowd trust you, obey you, even worship you as a godlike figure. The scent became inseparable from their identity, a signature of their authority. Cleopatra is a perfect example of this. She was legendary not just for her beauty, but for her mastery of scent as a tool of seduction and political power. It's said that when she sailed to meet Mark Antony, she had the sails of her royal barge soaked in so much fragrant oil that the scent drifted to the shore long before her ship was even visible. He was literally captivated by her scent before he even laid eyes on her. This wasn't romance, it was a power move. She was using fragrance to create an unforgettable, almost magical impression, ensuring she had the upper hand. Similarly, Roman emperors would use perfumes lavishly, not just on their bodies, but throughout their palaces, in fountains, and even on their pet animals. This wasn't just extravagance, it was a way to constantly remind everyone, through their sense of smell, who was in charge. The scent of the emperor was the scent of Rome itself, the scent of power. They wore perfume like armor and wielded it like a scepter, not for attraction, but for psychological influence and control. It was a subtle, invisible way to assert dominance and manipulate the emotions of everyone around them. The common people, who couldn't afford these exotic fragrances, were left to associate these powerful scents with divinity, royalty, and authority. It created a clear and tangible class divide, communicated through the invisible medium of smell. The rich and powerful smelled good, godly, and clean, while the masses were left with the raw smells of everyday life. Perfume became a symbol of the elite's separation from and control over the common folk. So, the next time you spray your favorite fragrance, remember its hidden history. It's not just a blend of pretty notes, it's a legacy of rituals masking death, a tool for psychological control, and a symbol of power used by rulers to command obedience and awe. The very act of wearing a scent is connected to this long, dark history of influence and manipulation. And if you think this is just ancient history, you're mistaken. If this is how perfume started, wait until you hear how modern corporations and brands use the exact same principles of scent marketing to control your emotions and your buying decisions every single day. The techniques have become infinitely more sophisticated, but the goal is the same: to influence your mind without you even realizing it. From the smell of a hotel lobby to the fragrance sprayed inside a new car, you are being manipulated by scent. Click to watch the next episode, where we expose the secrets of modern scent marketing. After you see it, your mind and your nose will never experience the world the same way again. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more secrets they don't want you to know.